my mob's from the Torres Straits, Papuan and Samoan background. And I've lived in Melbourne since I was a child, but moved around a lot as well. I've lived part of my childhood in Arnhem Land and other Pacific Islands. So my work is in Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander health. I started at the Brotherhood of St Lawrence and worked there as a trainee. A friend of mine was working at the Women's at the time, so she sort of tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Do you want to come over and work at the Women's?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." So I think my beginnings with health actually started there. Been at the Women's for 9.5 years, and then from there I journeyed on to co-health. You know, we tend to seek healthcare when we're in crisis. So I think that's where I wanted to kind of be part of that, you know, journey to change my community's perception about healthcare and how to access quality and equitable healthcare. I've always been a gentle leader. I wouldn't say that I'm someone out there who's really vocal, but I do get vocal on things that I'm passionate about. But I think my leadership style is more creating opportunities and you know, advocating where I have to, and being a little bit pushy if I have to. Look, I think in leadership you do have to build respect, not just among you know, other leaders, but also within your own community, with the people you have to work with the networks that you have, and you know, important stakeholder groups that you know that you engage with. You know, one of the areas that I'm really passionate about, and that is chronic health promotion around women's PCOS. So PCOS is polycystic ovarian syndrome. It is a women's hormonal condition, and it affects roughly 1 in 5 Australian women within the general population, but as high as 1 in 3 within the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander populations. Part of the reason that there is a high prevalence within the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander community is because there's no education around it. Part of the issue is that GPs are diagnosing late, and there are some GPs that don't quite understand the condition itself, and I think it's, you know, because it can be misdiagnosed for other things. But I think the major issue about polycystic ovarian syndrome is that it's not nationally recognised as a chronic health condition. You know, when women come in to do their health checks every 2 years, they check for everything else but polycystic ovarian syndrome. So, you know, my campaign now is to make sure that, you know, PCOS or polycystic ovarian syndrome is on the form, and that we're screening women who are especially high risk. It was really nice to be, you know, recognised for something that I was passionate about, and that is, of course, health. It allowed to push forward the PCOS work. You know, this work started in 2005, and it's been sort of a project that's been ongoing. But we've sort of, you know, we came to a wall, and it was kind of just sitting there waiting for something to happen. So this kind of allowed it to push forward and breathe new life into it. So, you know, the fellowship was really important in making sure that that happened. I'd really like to be remembered as a very passionate Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander woman. And, you know, someone that really fought for and advocated strongly for women's health and equitable health rights.